I couldn't keep it inside anymore. Bailu opens up about her true feelings for Zhang Linghe and Dylan Wang after all these years. Married to one, haunted by another, a confession that changes everything. In a stunning and unexpected reveal that has sent shockwaves across the entertainment industry, actress Bailu has finally opened up about the two men who've shaped her private life in ways no one could have imagined, her husband Zhang Linghe and her long-rumored past flame, Dylan Wang. Though married to Zhang Linghe for over a year now, with photos of their picture-perfect ceremony still etched in fans' memories, Bailu's recent emotional interview exposed a storm beneath the surface. And what she revealed about Dylan Wang, now publicly partnered with actress Shen Yu, has left fans in stunned disbelief. I couldn't keep pretending. Not anymore. One gave me peace. The other still owns part of my soul. It's a love triangle that never played out on screen. But off screen, it never stopped burning. I married my best friend. But I never stopped thinking about Dylan. The interview was raw from the first word. No glam team. No pre-written script. Just Bailu, seated alone on a quiet stage, with shaking hands and glassy eyes. I married Zhang because he was the one who stayed, she said softly. He waited. He forgave me. He loved me when I was a mess. But if I told you I never looked back, I'd be lying. Bailu admitted that while Zhang Linghe is her home, Dylan was once her fever. A feeling that came fast, burned bright, and never truly left. It was wrong to keep that part of my heart locked away. But I did. I had to. Because if I had said it out loud, I don't know what it would have destroyed. Back when it all began. Before their current relationships made headlines, there were years of whispers, strange interviews, stolen glances during award shows, and a viral clip of Dylan brushing Bailu's hair behind the scenes during a promotional shoot. At the time, fans called it innocent. Now, Bailu confirms it wasn't. We had something. Something real. But we were young. We were scared. And his heart, it always drifted back to Shen Yu. Their connection was never public, never claimed. But according to Bailu, it was intimate in silence. We never kissed. But I remember the way he looked at me across a crowded room. That kind of gaze stays with you forever. The letter Zhang found before their wedding. Just 1 week before Bailu and Zhang Linghe's wedding, a letter resurfaced, tucked between pages of her old diary. It was a letter she had written but never sent. It was addressed to Dylan. Zhang found it. I walked in and he was sitting on the floor with it in his hands, she recounted, voice cracking. He didn't yell. He just asked, "Did you ever love him more than me?" She didn't know how to answer. He stood up, kissed my forehead, and said, "Then choose me anyway." And I did. Because he's never made me doubt him. Not even once. Dylan's reaction. Silence. Though Bailu never told Dylan she was marrying Zhang, she didn't need to. He found out online. Just like everyone else. She didn't expect a reaction. But days after her wedding, she received a single, unsigned bouquet of white peonies, her favorite flowers, sent to her hotel suite. No note. No name. But I knew. It was him. That night, while Zhang was asleep, she admitted she stood on the balcony and whispered into the night. "If you had turned around, maybe I would have run." Shen Yu, I've always known. Shen Yu, now in a committed relationship with Dylan Wang, has reportedly been aware of Bailu's history with her partner for years. A close friend of Shen's revealed something startling. She told me once, "Dylan doesn't lie. But he doesn't tell the whole truth either. I know who haunted him before me." Despite this, Shen has stood by Dylan, even amid rough patches and emotional distance that fans have noticed during interviews. "She's strong," Bailu said of Shen. "Maybe stronger than me." She holds him in a way I couldn't. The dream I never told my husband about. Bailu shared one of the most gut-wrenching parts of the interview, when she confessed to a recurring dream that has plagued her for years. It's always the same. I'm in a hallway with two doors. One leads to Zhang. The other to Dylan. I open Dylan's, but the room is always empty. She looked down, eyes trembling. I wake up crying. And I hold Zhang tighter. But she's never told him. Not once. Because I made a vow. And my vow is louder than my past. The phone call that could have changed everything. There was one final, heartbreaking twist. 3 months before marrying Zhang Linghe, Bailu said she tried to call Dylan. I just needed to hear his voice one last time. Just to be sure. He didn't pick up. Instead, he sent one message: "You don't belong in the middle anymore. Be happy. Please." I stared at that text for hours. I read it until it burned. And then I deleted his number. Zhang Linghe's words, I knew. I still chose her. When reached for a comment, Zhang Linghe issued a short but powerful statement through his team. I married her knowing her full story. Because she didn't need to be perfect. She just needed to be mine. Insiders say he has always known the emotional battle Bailu faced, but never once asked her to deny her past. He told her, "You don't have to erase him to love me. That's Zhang. That's who he's always been," a mutual friend shared. Fans react, "This is the most human thing we've ever seen." The internet exploded in response to the confession. Instead of backlash, many fans expressed admiration for Bailu's honesty. She's not the villain. She's the proof that love is messy, layered, and real, one top comment read. Another fan posted, "To love two people, to choose one, and to still feel the ache of the other, that's not betrayal. That's being human." So, where do they stand now? Bailu remains married to Zhang Linghe. The two were recently spotted on vacation in Yunnan, looking close and calm. But Bailu hasn't been seen near Dylan Wang since the interview aired. Dylan and Shen Yu have stayed silent, though sources say Shen Yu requested time away from filming this week, citing emotional fatigue. Industry insiders believe this interview has permanently closed one door, but maybe opened another for healing. Final words from Bailu. As the lights dimmed in the interview room, Bailu was asked one final question. "Do you regret telling the truth?" She smiled, softly but firmly. "No. Because now, there's nothing left between us but memory. And sometimes, letting go means finally speaking the words you were never brave enough to say." She adjusted her wedding band and whispered, "And I love the man I chose. I just had to make peace with the one I didn't." This isn't the end of the story. It's the echo of a love that almost was. And the celebration of a love that still is. For Bailu, Zhang Linghe, Dylan Wang, and Shen Yu, life moved on. But the heart, it remembers. Always. The room was silent, but Bailu's voice trembled with the weight of a decade. "What people don't understand," she said, staring into the camera, "is that love doesn't come in perfect boxes. You don't choose who touches your soul, they just do. And sometimes, they don't stay." She took a deep breath, hands tightly clenched in her lap. "There was a day I broke down, 2 months before my wedding. I was alone in a rehearsal room. Zhang was out of town, and Dylan had just posted that photo with Shen Yu on the beach. And I lost it. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't stop crying." She admitted she screamed his name that day. Not out of desire, but out of mourning. It wasn't about wanting him back. It was about letting go of what could have been. And that hurt more than I ever expected. But perhaps the most heartbreaking moment came when she recalled an old recording she found on her phone. A voice note from Dylan, back when they were still quietly circling each other, never official. He said, "I don't know how to be near you without wanting more." I played that message over and over. Even after I deleted his number, I kept that file. When asked if Zhang knew, she nodded. He knew everything. Even that. And still, he stayed. That's the thing about Zhang. He doesn't just love me. He fights for me. Even against my own ghosts. But even now, years later, Bailu admitted there are nights she wakes up searching the sky, not for Dylan, but for peace. You can bury feelings, but they don't die. You just learn how to live with them without letting them rule you. As the interview closed, she whispered a final confession, barely audible. If I had loved Zhang first, maybe Dylan would have just been a story. But fate doesn't wait for perfect timing. It just happens. She smiled sadly, gaze fixed beyond the lens. I chose my forever. But I still remember my almost.